G'day, just waiting, see if anyone wants to come and watch me when I'm marbling at all. That's fine. We're going to have lots of fun this morning. I'm going to marble. Tap to invite. Oh, I've never done this before. I don't know. Hello? Can anyone hear me? If you could just let me know in the comments if you can hear me. I've never done a live Facebook. I've done lots of live Instagrams. But we'll see. So, if anyone's there, can they please comment that they can... Yes, yay! Hello, Tammy. How are you? What time is it over there? It is, I don't know, 9:40 or something here. I'm just waiting for a couple more minutes to see if anyone else is coming. But you can I may as well take you around my little workshop at home. At the moment, it's a little bit messy because I've finished my 2024 workshop. So I'm just consolidating what I've got and what I need to order for next year's things. So yeah. Right, so this morning I've already done, it's been so hot here and wet, so I've already done this croc, and so I've got to do another one obviously. And then I found from somewhere, I can't get over it, in the back of my cupboard, I found a glitter or Christmas ornament, but I don't know, they generally don't marble well. And this is just an old one that I'm just going to sacrifice and marble, and we can talk about that if anyone's got any questions. All right, so I made up my carrageenan and water size last night. My short videos on YouTube, as I keep going on about, that's where you'll find, obviously, all the information about that. The Crocs, I did give them a prep with some alum that I made up. Again, this is in other videos on YouTube. And then I decant that fluid into a spray bottle, and then I spray it at a distance to get some small beading, and then dry that and see how we go. Sometimes that doesn't work. I've decided to occlude some parts from marbling because that's my choice. Doesn't have to be your choice. Do what you like. Alright, it's very hot and humid here today in Brisbane, so I'm just going to try and recreate the croc 1 here. So I am going to, so everything's moving really quickly. The humidity is probably nearly 100%. It's disgusting, absolutely disgusting here. I've got the fan on me. So I'm just using blue and white because I really like blue and white. So I use my colours of choice, are the Jacquard marbling colours, because they're watered down and ready to go. You don't have to use those, but they're just my choice of colours because they're just so easy and consistent. So you can use any acrylic, but you need to water it down so it'll float properly and spread on the carrageenan and water mix. But today, because of the humidity and the temperature, everything's a little bit off. You can struggle, but I think that's why people give up with marbling, because it's not perfect all the time throughout the year. You get different experiences. Today, some of the paint is dropping through. I don't know whether you can see. No, you can't see it, but that's fine. I don't mind. So what I'm doing here is building up the colour on the surface of the size. Does anybody have any questions that I can answer while I'm doing this? Happy to answer questions. Anyone starting off on their marbling journey or not? Just tell me in the comments if you want. Yeah, so what a lot of people do, they start off paper marbling, and paper marbling doesn't require much of the colour on the surface of the size to get a great strong result. But when you start water marbling 3D objects like crocs or Christmas baubles or glass items or anything ceramic, you need to really push the amount of paint that you've got on the surface of the size. Another thing is that people get confused. They think that they relate this to, hi Linda, oh, how are you? Oh, I was in Tassie a couple of months ago. I miss Tasmania so much. I miss the water. The water is beautiful. What I was going to say is that a lot of people think that, oh, thanks Becky. A lot of people think that this is hydro dipping, just using plain water and like spray paints, and that's a totally different, it's a beautiful art form on itself, but it's not this art form. My style, again, as I tell people, is based on the beautiful centuries old Ebru, Turkish Ebru marbling. Okay, all right. Hey, Christine, you're in Brisbane, yay. Oh, Texas, thank you. Oh, look at you all. Hello, excellent. All right, so thank you for joining me. I'll just quickly show you what I did about 20 minutes ago. Is that, oh God, it's so bloody hot here, humid. So I marbled this croc, and obviously I need to marble another one. So I'm trying to recreate the adventure that is that pattern. So I got my expensive skewer stick, and all I'm doing is moving the colour through the pattern so that they're all sort of joining in. And I love swirls, you know I love swirls. Now what I also like to do is to increase the intensity of that colour through the middle. We need to, one of the things you can do is put colour right at the very edges, and that, what it does, two things: it doesn't destroy much of the original pattern, and what it does, it pushes and concentrates it in. Now I'll also show you something. Oh no, I don't know whether you can see the humidity. It's starting to break that paint down, but that's what happens. All right, now see that's squished in there, so now we need to push that out a little bit, or else we won't get much colour here. So has anybody got any questions? Oh, and I'm going to use my other expensive tool, which is, oh God, I've had a blank. I didn't have a coffee. That stuff with skewers, there you go. And that's just I use this as a drop and twirl. You don't have to. Thanks, Becky. Yes, Christine, the humidity is killing me. I've got a fan. All right, so wish me luck with the second croc. As I said, it's an adventure. Marbling is definitely an adventure. Sorry about the great video skills again. All right, I like to, let me come around here, better light. I like to put things down at a slight angle. And got to bear in mind where the pattern is, okay? Okay, let's go 2, 4, 6, 8, and don't stop. Yay! Yay, I did it! Woohoo! Excellent, so I've got a matching croc. Yay! Okay, so, oh, it's so bright and disgusting out here. So I won't do it right now, but I'm going to remove that, and then I'm going to wipe all that excess off, which I can do, okay? Even if it's with methylated spirits or anything like that. My hands. So Helena, thanks guys. Oh, Helene, are you using, please tell me you're not just using water. Are you using a carrageenan or another thickener like Methicillin water and then floating the paints on top? And remember, if you're using acrylic, you have to water them down. Whereas if you then wanted to use what I use, the marbling, jacquard marbling, they've already watered down so they float. But you've got to water your paints down, other paints down, so that they float on the carrageenan or whatever thickener you're using, the Methicillin carrageenan. All right, so when you do 3D items like this, you are doing a couple of things that you won't see when you're doing paper or just, 2D objects. You introduce heaps and heaps of paint into the size. So when carrageenan and water is made up, in the marbling term, it's called a size. And whatever you marble in is called a bath. So you're introducing, when you're doing big 3D things, you're introducing the paint into it, which is fine. That people panic though, and they think, oh, it's gone colour, it's gone really dark. It doesn't matter. It will go off in the humidity, the carrageenan, because it's a type of seaweed, but that's okay. It'll take a few days. You can put it in the fridge if you've got the space. But the other thing is, they've all burst now. You'll have a lot of bubbles on the surface. So, I mean, I hate waste, but bubbles we really have to deal with. So, I don't want to waste this. It's going to make a nice paper pattern. Have I got space? Okay. Alright, I've got my photocopying paper. Carrageenan and jacquard marbling. Maybe your Helene, maybe your carrageenan is too thick, so you can gently start watering down your carrageenan. Look at that. I've got, because I'm in front of the fan, it's blowing. So I would gently add a bit of water, mix it, see how the paints go, and experiment with that. It does take tweaking, and the reason why I don't tell people what people ask me all the way around the world, and this is because of that. No, I'll just bring that up, or else it's going to die, fall apart. Cool. How much carrageenan to water, and it makes, because it's so, I'll spread that out later. It's so different. Everyone's carrageenan source is a bit different, and everyone's water. You get sharp water, soft water. So you've really got to go back to wherever you bought it from, like an art shop, or contact someone. There'll be someone around. There are so many marblers around the world, you won't be surprised, closer to you than I am. I'm just using paper to skim the surface, that you've got to tweak it. Yeah. Linda, yeah, you're right. That's why I made a decision. I very briefly used whatever acrylics, watered down acrylics that I had at home with the jacquard, and it did work, but it took a lot of tweaking. And then I just thought, time is just passing me by. I've got too many grey hairs. I'm just going to use the jacquard, and that's it. But please, 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 everybody, if you haven't already, join the International Marbling Facebook Association, because there are, I don't know how many thousands of people are on there, I don't know, but they are from, closer to where you will be, and if you do your search function, you will learn so much. All right, so as you can see, there's a lot of paint now suspended in there, okay, but we don't have to worry about that. That's fine. We just leave it. It's fine. It won't disturb anything at all. All right, so has anybody had a go at the baubles? Anybody had a go at baubles? Christmas, we call them in Australia baubles, but a lot of other people call them ornaments. So what I'm going to do, I just need to put the phone down briefly, because I need to decant some more carrageenan into my smaller bath, which is just here. So bear with me, guys. Okay, so I just decanted into the smaller bath, and I'm just going to use a piece of newspaper. So sorry, Christine, you said I had that problem thinking thicker carrageenan the better, but needed to water down little by little. And you know what? That's why I actually start off with thicker, because it changes because it's a natural product, it's a seaweed. Your marbling experience changes with the seasons, and so from my experience, I start off thicker, and then in the morning, I see what the temperature's like, and then I'll just add a couple hundred mils of water extra, water it down, see if the paint's spread, but be very careful. You can very easily overwater, and then you beep, because you can get away with marbling with it's a bit thicker, but once it's too thin, it's very difficult. Because you can't go back and make stuff automatically. Failed 3 times, still wanting to try more. Definitely, Helene. It took me months and months and months, and probably thousands of dollars later and I don't know why I kept going. I just found it so fascinating. But it's something that I think that frustrates a lot of people. They think they can just wake up one morning, buy the kit and go, I'm going to do marbling. But it does take tweaking, and that tweaking will pay off, really will. So please stick with it. It's so much fun. All right. So, okay. So I haven't prepped either of these. This is a dirty matte bauble. that I use in my actual workshops for people to play with and practice dunking into the size. But the matte ones, generally, I don't need to put anything on it. No, generally I dip the shiny ones in methylated spirits, which I think in America it's called dentured alcohol. I think. Linda, have you found gold metallic use? Add some sparkles to my... yeah, it's definitely worth continue trying, Christine. Linda, I used briefly use metallic and I gave up. This look, oh my God, I gave up. But in saying that again, I'll try and remember to put another link to that international Facebook Marblers group, because there are so many people who use metallic paints regularly with marbling and with great effect. So, you know, give it a go, but do your research first, or else you will end up wasting your time and money. All right, so I reckon that is not going to marble well, and I think that's probably why, one of the reasons why I gave it up. I reckon it's, yeah, years ago I found a bunch of those that were just beautiful, but that's okay, Linda. But yeah, then they broke my heart. Every year I give away hundreds, because I don't know what it is about the plastic, no matter what I do, they get stuffed up. All right, so enough of that. I'm just going to start making some colour up here. I do find the orange will look gold, and I love using black, although black and orange tend to take over really, really, really quickly. They're very glossy, in the jacquard range, that is. So, is there any, the other questions that I get regularly is about prepping different objects. So let me know if there's anything in particular about prepping. Again, I find this, one of the things I like about marbling is that it's such a whip. You think you've got it worked out, and then it'll go, yeah, screw you, this isn't going to happen today. So, yeah, which I find amusing, and it continually urges me on to create more, I suppose. Alright, so I'm just building up. Again, as I said, with your 3D items, you need to push the amount of colour. I see a lot of people doing baubles and they complain that they're really washed out. That's because you need to keep pushing and pushing and pushing the amount of colour, because these people, a lot of them, not all of them obviously, but a lot of people start off, that's marbling paper, and as I said, paper doesn't need much colour, but 3D items really, really do. Right. I think I've got a lot of paint here now. So using my trusty expensive skewer, not too fast, you don't want to go too fast. Alright, I'm just going to bring this through. Right. See if I could have actually used more colour. Alright, now I'm going to live life on the edge and do this little bugger. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, I reckon it might just, it's going to either make a liar of me and marble really, really well, and that's great, or else it's going to colour quickly and then start separating. So let's do this. Okay. Remember, you get a kickback, so you can't stop. Okay. Alright. Let's have a look there. That's marbled well, but I'm waiting to see if it's going to separate. Or are you going to make a liar of me? Look at you, you bugger. You're making a liar of me. Wow. There you go. See? It's not even separating. Yeah, so there you go. It's made a liar of me, which is good. I like being made a liar of when it comes to marbling. Let me see if I can get that. Yeah. Alright. So, oh, here we go. See what that humidity is doing? See all that separation there? I actually like that effect. I don't know if it bothers a lot of people, but I like it. Yeah, yeah. I generally don't recommend Paint drips off with the carrageenan. That means whatever. So what are you marbling? That means it needs a prep. Although sometimes, no matter what you use as a prep, paint will not stick to anything. So Helene, what do you mean? What are you marbling that the paint comes off? If you could let me know. Is it paper? Is it an ornament? Is it something ceramic? I'm just going to add some more. I generally don't add more, but I just don't have enough hands to... I generally would do a small piece of paper print and then start again, but I want to try that one. See, ornaments. Yeah, every year, Helene, I give away hundreds because they, no matter what I do with them, I dip them in the methylated spirits. It doesn't matter. The paint will not stick. It just separates and drips off. And that's the nature of the beast. You've just got to... That's why I never buy expensive ornaments, ever. I just go El Cheapo. And the ones that will most likely marble well are the matte silvery ones. So this was a matte silver one, but it's been well used. Okay. So... let's go. I'm going to cock my wrist and then go twisting down as I go. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let me get that in focus. Yeah. Obviously I'm not going to use that because it's got muckiness underneath it, but it was just something, because I've got only so many that are ready for next year's Christmas in July, but I'm happy with that as well. And this one, oh my golly, I can't get over that. That did not separate. There you go. See, you learn something every day. Linda, do you only use silver ornaments? Oh yeah, no, you can definitely use any colour you like. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. I just historically use silver because it's easier in my workshops. I used to use coloured, and then people would end up having little tiffs over the certain coloured ones that they wanted, and I thought, no, I'll give everybody a level playing field, so they all got silver and we all lived happily ever after. So that's that's the thing with that. Alright, so I'm going to just a word about marbling throughout the year. When I have workshops, this is how I clean the surface of size. When I have workshops, I warn people, okay, so you're in summer now or you're in winter, and if you don't marble regularly and then you marble at the opposite end of the season, you will get a totally different experience, as I said. So then you've got to, that's what I mean, then you start tweaking things again. So you think marbling's one of those things, especially if you have different drastic temperature changes, you need to tweak. And that can be frustrating, but I don't mind it. It just keeps you on your toes, basically. And that's about it, I think. Any other questions? I thank you, loving sparkles. Yes, I do love the sparkle, but I don't have any more because they don't really... I think, you know, they're trying to fade those sort of things out, aren't they, with the glitter. Let's have a look at these Crocs drying, and as I said, I'll clean them up. Yeah. As I said, I'll take this. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. No, that's it. Anyway, I'll clean that up, and they look cool. I like that. I like blue and white. Yeah. Awesome. And as I said, I will clean this up with a bit of metho. That'll be fine.